This is one that's circled on the calendar, Matt. This weekend. It's
Your
like
favorite.
this and weekend in April where it's like NFL draft and the Masters and it's just like an awesome month. You got playoff stuff beginning, but this weekend might be my favorite on the calendar. And that is, of course, wild card weekend. Oh, finally. It's here. It's here and I love this slate. Love it.
Yeah, it's a great slate. I mean, the NFL overall, what a year for them. A lot of drama, a lot of
It really
close
was
games, a lot of
a
great
remarkable,
primetime games. Like it, the way it even ended last week with the Steelers Ravens just felt so fitting for this year. I mean, it
remarkable
was
year.
a great year for them. And you can see in these playoffs, like the biggest favorite right now is 4.5 points. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, excuse me. That's
No, no,
well,
no.
home favorite. Home
Home
favorite.
favorite.
I say.
Yeah, yeah.
Should say.
But think about it. You have no Joe Burrow, no Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson out of the AFC alone.
Yeah, it's a nuts.
Like what everybody thought was going to happen for this playoff run, those guys would be in the playoff picture. That's what we were talking about in what, August? Nope. We only got
Nope.
Josh Allen.
Crazy.
Only got Josh Allen out of the elite quarterbacks. Really, really entertaining year from the NFL. Well done. Um, all right, let's just get right to it. We're gonna
You
do
know, you love Wild Card Weekend. I have
yeah.
such a love hate with it because I do love
Why?
Wild Card Weekend, but it sucks that the end of football is like approaching. I know we all wait for
Yeah,
this to get to the playoffs.
I feel that way on
It does
the
suck.
championship weekend, the
Yeah, when you
AFC and
really start to
NFC.
see it like dwindling down.
That's when I get start to get a little sad,
Yeah,
a little
just
sad.
like God, we're at the beginning of the end here, and then it's
Yeah,
miserable
I
February.
mean divisional
Ugh.
weekend's amazing too.
Yeah, well, they've done a great job scheduling these games and making them all watchable, so you feel
Right.
like there's football on all day.
Yep.
You know, this week's nice too with the if you're a college fan because you get a semifinal game Thursday, a semifinal game Friday, you get NFL Saturday, NFL Sunday, NFL Monday night. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that is a great run. So embrace it while we can. That's what I'm going to say. And
Yeah, yeah. You got the
coming
college
off
stuff
my
too.
best week, 4-1 in week 18. Now we're going to start hitting the ground running. Why
Yep.
why wouldn't I do well in week 18, the most insane week that you can have a good week?
Before we get to the
Kidding.
wild card stuff, do you have any feels on the college landscape here? Because
Hmm.
as you and some of the audience may know, I'm not a college football guy. I'm
Hmm.
not at all. But I will say I will absolutely tune in for playoff college football, and that's what I intend on doing.
Yeah.
So for I'm selfishly asking you, do you have any plays or favorite play for the upcoming college playoff games?
I like them both pretty much the same, to be honest. But I played both of them, and the first one I believe on Thursday
Now, when you
is
say them,
both games. Both games.
I know, but you got to help me out with the teams.
Oh
It's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Indiana in Miami.
Yep, I think that's first. That's
Okay.
what I was thinking about. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's the Thursday game. It is.
No, Miami and Ole Miss, and then
My
Oregon and Indiana.
Miami Ole Miss. I played Miami
Both three and a
minus.
half.
I played a -3. There
Miami.
are threes if you shop. I'd really like to get the three too, because you never know, it could land that way. Um, Miami's just on a heater right now. They were a team that are they going to get in? Are they not going to get in? Then they rightfully got in.
Yeah.
They lost a couple of games in the middle of the season where you're like, how did they lose to these teams? But it happens. It's college football. But man, this team early on, people were talking about like, oh, they're one of the best teams. Then the end of the year, it's like they're hot. Are they going to get in? They did. They beat a good A&M team on the road. They beat Ohio State outright as 9.5 point dogs. Their defense is legitimate. They have an experienced quarterback. The Ole Miss story is very nice. I just I bet Ole Miss a lot. In fact, they're one of the teams I backed the most during the regular season. They did well for me.
Yeah.
Um, they're a fun team. They're a team that I can really root for. The way with all their coaches like leaving, that with Lane Kiffin leaving to go to LSU. But this transfer portal thing, Tuck, I don't know. I know you're not a college guy, but it opens January 2nd.
Yep.
And guys start leaving teams. And you have Lane Kiffin at LSU now trying to recruit half the kids from Ole Miss to come over to LSU. You got the coaches' distraction. A lot of the assistant coaches are following them to LSU. So, like, during the week, they're going to LSU to help recruit. They're going back to Ole Miss to go. It's friggin' nuts. They got to fix this, quite honestly. But
Yeah, like a coach should not be able to leave. Like that's silly.
yeah, like
It's
it,
silly.
it's silly and it sucks for the kids, to be honest. Like, but like they haven't looked like they've missed a beat. In fact, they've kind of turned it against them and like look at us now, like and keep winning games and good for them. They're an easy team to root for. I just think this Miami defense is too good. They'll get enough done offensively. I think they'll score a little bit more against Ole Miss, who doesn't have the a defense like
Yeah, I
Ohio
mean
State or A&M. They'll score a little more in this game.
the Wall Street Journal like published a piece about Miami and their like sack machines.
Dude, they're crazy.
Yeah.
Ruben Bain will be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. I mean, they have they're
All
really
right.
loaded. I know
So
you don't want to
Miami,
talk too much, but I like Miami on Thursday.
you're waiting on
And
3 though, not the 3.5.
I already got 3. I
Okay.
think it will come back. It's been floating between 3 and 3.5. There's books out there at 3, by the way, so you can get there. I know you're probably
Okay.
primarily looking at 1. Um,
And
that
then Indiana, same spread.
in Oregon,
They
I
look
know
like
the
a
world.
friggin' wagon though.
Everybody loves Indiana.
They do.
And this is a rematch where Indiana went into Oregon and beat them by 10 earlier this year. But I'm back on the Ducks. I was on the Ducks in the regular
Ooh.
season game and took the loss. I'm taking the points with the Ducks here. I took 4. That's what I played them at. I think they outright win this game. I
Okay.
think everybody loves
Interesting.
Indiana, loves Mendoza, this, that, the other. I'm not here for it. I like this Oregon team. They're
Well,
healthier now
yeah.
than they've been in the last month and a half. They get 2 receivers back. They just shut out a very, very good Texas Tech team who was crushing everybody, quite honestly, and just shut them out. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
love the way Texas Tech played in that game. But all that said, Oregon's as good as they've been all year. This is going to be a great game. I think the Ducks win a very close game. Like them to cover the 4, though. Like getting more than a field goal in that game. I think we're in for a good one. But Indiana has looked like a friggin' wagon. Let's make no bones about it. Alabama did not deserve to be in the college football playoff. That's been my gripe for a while now. They let them in, and they got what they deserved. They got their teeth kicked in on New Year's Day, which is beautiful. Um, I like this Indiana team. They're a team that you can root for too because they're a team that's not usually there. But this Coach Signetti, he's been unbelievable there.
Yep.
Turned that program around in 2 years. What he's done at Indiana is remarkable, and they're going to be better and better as they go on under the him. But I'm taking the Ducks here.
Well, that's why I ask you because I'm literally the definition of a casual college football fan. And I was watching Indiana and be like, whoa, this team is a wagon. They're
They
legit.
they are they
And
are.
that's when I bring you on. I'm like, hey, what's going on? They're going to
Yeah, give me the
handle
Ducks.
this? Nope.
Give me the Ducks.
Love it.
Hey, I'm betting against 2 teams that I could root for in the finals, anyways. Like just as a team, they're good, all good stories, and it's a little bit new. Like these teams are
Yeah.
newer to get to the finals, so uh, should be a good one. 2
All
good
right.
games should be coming up.
All right. So let's get into the wild card
Let's do it,
situation. You want to
baby.
do it? All right. So
Let's
for
do it.
this, we're not going to give out 4 likes in a best bet. We're going to give out 3 likes
Mhm.
in a best bet, obviously, because there's less games.
Mhm.
And then you have this, by the way, weird Monday Night Football game. I don't understand that.
Yeah, they keep doing this.
Why? Just
Ratings.
like, yeah, but you put these teams at such a disadvantage for the divisional round.
Yeah, they both suck anyway. Let's go on.
That
They don't
that
suck,
is.
but like they don't suck, but
I mean, the NFL is probably looking at it and be like, hey, most likely Houston and Pittsburgh are not going to be going to the AFC Championship game.
you could argue, and I think they do argue, which is why I think they do this, that if you put them on at Saturday at like 1, less people are going to watch than if it's Monday Night Football. Just from like people have plans, kids have activities, like
People
Monday
going to
Night Football.
Lowe's, Home Depot,
Yeah, you got a little
fucking
Saturday
around,
activities. Not everyone's a degenerate
hungover,
like me who just makes their whole life around
going to
it.
the gym once a week.
Yeah,
Shit like
especially
that.
yeah, New Year, new me.
That's what happens Saturdays at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
You got the kids' sports. You got
Yeah,
kids'
that's it.
sports
So I think
all over
that's
the
why they do
place.
it
Yeah.
to your question, and they don't care about the disadvantage to the players. It's why they play Thursday night football.
Right. Right. Yeah, I get it. I just hate it. I also hate the fact that like this is the last time we're gonna hear Joe Buck and Troy Aikman,
Yeah, I love them.
the best duo in the NFL.
They catch a lot of hate too, and I just don't get
No,
it.
they're the
Especially Buck. I love Buck across all sports. I've
and it's
loved Joe
also
Buck.
the last of Tirico and Collinsworth, right? I think this is it.
No, because next week will be there'll be 6 games next week, so we'll get
Okay,
them.
so they'll get one of
We'll get
those.
them. NBC will get one of those games, I think. Who knows? They're
So
on fucking Prime. They're on,
so are we gonna get Joe and Troy next week or no?
no, that Monday night is
It's
over.
that's a joke. That's a
Yeah.
joke.
Well, you
Like
get
these guys should be calling the games. They
get
should be
Al
calling
Michaels
the
and Kirk Herbstreit.
they should also be calling the one of the championship games too. It's Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. They're the best
Yeah.
in the business. It's
Went
not
to
even close.
ESPN. Went to ESPN. That's what happens. It's all about rights on the TV channels and all that shit.
No, yeah, it's all about rights. I get it, but still, like the fan loses out big time. If I had to rank them, it would be Joe and Troy 1, Tirico and Collinsworth 2, uh, Tom and Burkhart 3, Joe Davis and Greg Olson 4, Tony Romo, Jim Nance 5. That I think they're putrid. And then
Yeah.
what Ian Eagle and who else? I feel like I'm skipping out on somebody. Like we're not going to get Al Michaels in the playoffs, are we?
Yeah, we are. Amazon Prime, baby. They got a game.
Wait, which game do they have?
They have. Hold on. I was just looking at this because I was like,
Divisional?
oh, what do I need to have? And I have Peacock and all that shit, which we know I'm a big Peacock guy. Packers Bears is on Amazon.
Oh, it is. Okay. So I would put Michaels and Herb Street ahead of Nance and Romo just because it's Al Michaels. And I think
Yeah, even though he lost his fastball.
Tony Romo is that bad, and Jim Nance is. I like Jim Nance, but he's slipping too. They got to refresh that, especially fucking Romo. Guy sucks. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but Jesus Christ, he's terrible. Okay, enough about that. Let's
Do
get
you
ready.
want to just do like go in the rotation order today of like the games and just say like what our best bets are? You want to save best bets to the end? Like,
Um,
I was just thinking we could go game by game and in order of the
yeah, let's just go game by game.
probably easier,
You want to
right?
do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. All
I
right.
know your best bet's the first game, but
Yep. Best bet's the first game. I'm keeping it easy here, folks. Everybody knows what it is. Rams minus 10.5 here. Rams minus 10.5. Uh, listen, on this podcast, especially you, Matt, have been hammering the Panthers all year long, and especially when they're playing at home. But something just hasn't looked right with the Panthers at the tail end of the season, and the Bucks game really pounded that home. They just didn't look right. They couldn't get the offense going. The running game has just diminished. There was like, what if Rico Dowell had like 7 carries for 10
they did
yards?
it again. I
Like,
can't
what the
believe
fuck are
what
we
they did.
doing?
I didn't know what they were doing
It's a
in a hurricane, for Christ's sakes.
It's exactly like, what are we doing? Promising young team. I like them a lot next year. Let's see what they do this offseason. But I'm sorry. This is the classic let's back McVay spot. Where McVay and I asked Gemini AI to do this for me, so maybe you can back this up for me. I asked AI what is Sean McVay's against the spread record following after facing a team a second time coming off a loss, and AI spat back 12-6 ATS. McVay is in the second game after a loss. When he's faced this team. This is going to be McVay rallying around, getting his team ready to go for the deep playoff run. They know their seeding has fallen to 5, right? Where all year, the majority of the year, they were just proclaimed as the best team in the NFL, and that they hit a bump in the road, and the Seahawks got the number 1 seed, and they're going to mean business. They're going to mean business. Matt Stafford's not throwing 3 picks against Carolina again. That's not going to happen. They're going to correct their mistakes. This is going to be a heavy Stafford, Puka, Devontae Adams game where they're just going to rack up points here in this one, and the public's going to get off on a good foot here on a Saturday at 4:30. They're going to get wildcard weekend off with a party for the public bettors. Rams minus 10.5 here, purely because McVay will not let it happen again.
Yep. It's a lot of points. It's I like it, by the way. This is one of my likes. I'm backing you here, and I'm taking the Rams minus 10.5 for the reasons you said. But I know this is a spot I usually take Carolina. It's a lot of points. It's the largest road favorite in wild card weekend history. But I think it's justified. I do. I still think
It
the
is.
Rams are the best team in the NFC when it all comes down to it.
I mean, go back and look at the history of double-digit underdogs in the wild card round too. Like, I guarantee you, they're awful against the spread.
Well,
There's
there
a
hasn't
reason
been.
why.
That's the thing. It's double digit underdogs in general.
No, in the wild card round.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is this the
there's never been a
first
home
time?
team that there's never been a home team double digit dog.
No, I'm talking in general, not even home
Yeah, that's what I
dogs.
was getting
I'm just
at. Yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
general double-digit
Yeah,
underdogs.
it'd be a good thing to look at. I did not look that up. What I can say is that actually the money is pretty much 50-50. In at DraftKings anyways, 60% of the bets coming in on the Panthers plus 10.5. So
Disagree.
but 60% of the bets, 50% of the money. 41% of the bets, 40% of the bets on the Rams at 51% of the money. So it's pretty much 50-50 at the money, but they're taking more Carolina tickets, which means more professional sides, the Rams. And I agree with that, to be honest. I don't always, but I do in this case. Just their season's going to start. They lost to this team earlier this year. I do not see Carolina winning this game again. You mentioned the turnovers. They're not going to turn the ball over 4 times again.
No, not going to happen.
In a lot of Carolina's big plays in that game, and if you remember, Carolina was my best bet. Okay, Carolina was my best bet the week they played, and told you to sprinkle the money line because it's just a weird game regular season. But they beat them. It took a lot of fourth down plays. They scored twice on fourth downs where they went for it and got like touchdowns of over 20 yards. So a couple weird things, fluky things happened in that game that it's tough to repeat those things, right? The defensive turnovers. I will say Carolina was a little shorthanded in the secondary that game and still beat them. That's interesting, but I just don't see this Rams team not coming out. They're experienced, they're focused. Carolina's been a great story.
Yeah.
I can't get there this time, though. I got to take the Rams. Just a like for me, not my best bet, your best bet, but
My best bet.
it is a like for me on the show as well. So I
So
think that's the one double like we have, actually. So
I asked Mr. AI
letting
about
AI gamble for you now?
what is the record of an NFL double-digit underdog in the wild card round against the spread. Since the 2011 NFL season, double-digit underdogs in the entire playoffs, so not just the wild card round, the entire playoffs, have a record of 1-17 straight up, and against the spread, 5-13.
Yeah, and that's makes sense. These teams are favored for a reason at this time of year, for the most part. Now, this year is a little different because it is a weird year. It is a very, very weird year. I make this game 8.5, but so I'm just going to call that out. And I usually trust my numbers, but there's also scenario spots, things that go into why you would just not blatantly look at a number and say that's the line. And the fact that they lost this team, they've seen them earlier. This is the seed they wanted. If they weren't going to get the one, this was the you wanted to go to Carolina. Everybody in the NFC would have preferred to go to Carolina for wild card weekend. It's just a young team, good story. Also, Bryce Young, fade him after he plays a good game. I know, like it didn't look great, but you look up the numbers and the box score. Threw for over 230 yards.
He wasn't terrible, no.
Threw a couple touchdowns
Considering
or
the
a
weather.
touchdown. Like considering the weather, he played very well in that game. Um, so I like to fade Bryce Young off a good game, and crazy, crazy.
This
Do
feels like
you
a
know the thing about Carolina though? One thing that's interesting: 8 wins. They went 8-9, right? So under 500. Division was gross. All 8 wins were underdogs in those games that they won. That is the first time that's happened in NFL history.
wow.
Um, so crazy season for them. We say you don't want to back him as a favorite. You want to back him as a dog. I wouldn't kill you for
Not
taking him. I just don't love him in this spot. I think it's a 2 touchdown game.
yeah.
And I think getting Devontae Adams back is just massive for this
It's
Rams team,
huge.
who
He's been out since
he
week 15.
and led the league in touchdowns with 14, led
Yeah.
the receiving touchdowns, anyways.
What are we doing? What are we doing? They're gonna
He,
kill the
I
Panthers.
think they're gonna crush him. 2 touchdowns
Like
minimum.
it might honestly, it might be three, Matt. I think they're gonna
Maybe I'm saying
fucking
minimum.
smoke
I
the
think at least
Panthers.
14. It's a spot where it's just an advantage Rams here. It's a Ram spot.
Yep. All right. Well, this is another Saturday game, eight
It's my
o'clock,
best
as you
bet.
mentioned, and it is your best bet, Matt. And this was a near like for me. Talk to me about this line because
Yeah,
has it
flip
flip
flopping.
flopped? Okay, so
Yes,
walk me
all
through it.
week.
And we're talking Bears and Packers.
Packers favored by 1.5. Bears favored by 1.5, 1 point. Like it's been flip flopping all week long, and it's crazy because uh, it, the fact that it's flip flopped and you at certain times you could get both teams -1.5 or +1.5 where you wanted it. So like it's truly been all over the place. Um, I'm taking the Packers money line, right? Just being right there. You can get it -110 at certain books. So I'm getting the points out of it. For the my best bet for the show, I played them +1.5. I played them +1. I played them money line, and I played them -1.
All right.
I played this. I
Well,
played 4 different numbers in this game on
tell
the
me
Packers,
tell me why though.
and for me, it just comes down to the fact that I love the situational spot for the Packers. They have been very injured towards the end of the season. And this is a matchup where these teams have now matched up 3 times since December. Like they played both of their regular season games in December. Now they're playing in January. For me, when you have division teams already playing against each other in the playoffs, these teams know each other so well, right? Like these teams
Sure.
know what you're going to want to do. They've seen each other a couple of times. You're going to get a close game no matter what, right? Because of that.
It's always close with
90% of
these
the time.
guys.
90% of the time you're getting a close game when you play the third time. Now, the Packers have looked awful, right? They come in losing what, 3 straight? Um, Last week was an essential bye for them. They sat everyone and their mother, and that was the right thing to do. They were locked into the 7 seed. Um, they got to rest Josh Jacobs, even though they played Jacobs in Week 16 against the Ravens. They didn't really play Josh Jacobs, right? He hasn't. They let him rest that knee. It's not 100%. He's had a bruise. Now he's had about he's had 1 week off, but really they didn't do much with him in the Ravens game. He sat the week before, so he's well rested. Jordan Love could have came back last week, did not. Rested him, right? He's been out a couple weeks. Now he's back at the helm. Jordan Love has never lost to the Bears for one. Or you shouldn't say that. Did
Well,
lose.
no,
The
yeah.
Packers did lose Week 17 a couple of years ago. Um,
Didn't they lose in
yeah,
Chicago?
technically, but he got hurt early in that game, so I'm not counting that.
Okay.
They were up when he left. But all that said, he's had success against the Bears. Is my point. And this Bears team, on the flip side, have lost 2 in a row. They've lost a dogfight game against the Niners where they went all out trying to win that game. Then they come back in Week 18 and lose to the Lions and max effort game trying to come back and win that game, and did not, fell short. So you have one very rested team versus a team that's gone balls to the wall late in the season trying to get the best seed possible, including Week 18. Um, and absolutely insane that they played as poorly as they did against that Lions team when their secondary was so banged up. We like the Lions, right? Like we gave that out last week. The Lions outright winners in that game. Um, but they did whatever they wanted. They were marching up and down the field in that game, and the Bears, like, sure, their defense played better than they did against the Niners, but still, the Packers know how to attack this Bears defense. Even without Micah Parsons, I'm trusting this Green Bay team more than I can trust the actual the Bears defense. I think at the end of the day, the Packers win this game close. But I do not see the Bears advancing. I think the fact that the rest differential in this game, where they went balls to the wall, the Bears the last couple weeks, is the big disadvantage for them. Even though they're at home, again, close game. Caleb looked awful last week. He
I could
tends to
see
play.
Caleb. I could see Caleb shitting his pants in this game.
Well, the other thing I was going to mention, the reason I really like, and you'll see a trend with what I do, and this is a trend that I didn't talk about in the Rams game, but it applies. When you have a first time quarterback in a playoff game versus a quarterback that has played in a playoff game, that is a massive difference. The quarterback that has experience
Hmm.
in that, in not their first game in the playoffs, hits at like 70%. So ATS all time. So like that's a big, if you just bet blind, it's a huge advantage. Now we're seeing that with Stafford and Bryce Young. We're seeing that with Jordan Love and Caleb Williams. We're going to see that with Drake May and against Justin Herbert. We're going to see it in another game as well. So it's just something to look at, and I do think that the Packers, as banged up as losing Parsons, is a huge loss. I think it's a huge loss for the run they're going to go on in the NFC. This game, I think they take care of business. I like the Packers here. I can't back Caleb Williams when they just are the cardiac fourth quarter team. Where how many times can he do it all year long? He kept doing it, pulling something out of his ass week after week. The last 2 weeks, he did not do that. And meanwhile, this Packers team's been resting. Give me the Pack, much more rested team, veteran team. I think they get the job done. Nice season from the Bears. Can't take anything away from them if they lose this game. They've had a great year, but I think it comes to an end Saturday night. So I'm on the Packers.
Yeah, I'm in your direction as well. My only hesitation is just the way the season ended for the Packers and the loss of Micah Parsons, especially.
Yeah,
You know,
but I just don't think that's going to be as big of a deal in this particular
versus
game.
this
Yeah,
Bears
I
team.
just don't. I think the Packers will be able to move the ball in this team, and they'll be healthier than they've been as well. Obviously, with Jacobs rested, Love coming back from a concussion, Christian Watson back. They're full go on offense. The guy they're missing is
Do you,
Parsons, and that's
do you,
not to say that's light, but
do you anticipate that Jacobs is going to go back to being like bell cow Jacobs, or is it going to be kind of like a split situation with he and Wilson?
I think honestly, I think it's game dependent, game flow dependent. But I do think the idea is that Jacobs will be ready to go as a bell cow.
All right. All right. Well, there you go. The two Saturday games are our
Best
best
bets.
bets. How do you like them apples? And if we hit on both of these, well, you can have yourself a little Sunday for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, let's turn the page to Sunday, Matt, and I'll be giving out my first like. I'm all fucked up because we just gave out best bets, but you know what? I don't know. You could probably provide insight for me on this in terms of where the public is. Give me the Jaguars money line here. The wrong team's favored, if you ask me. I think that this is just backing the quarterback who has the years of experience in the playoffs, and obviously he's an MVP caliber type of quarterback in Josh Allen, and I think that's all this line is really. I just really believe that the Jaguars are the more well balanced team, and ever since Walker came back for the Jaguars, they're 5-0. Like that's not a coincidence. Like
Mhm.
they have a solid defense, they have a very solid offense with an offensive minded head coach. Um, the quarterback is finally clicking. I just think that the Jaguars are a more balanced team, and the Bills' defense still has plenty of question marks. Their pass catchers, plenty of question marks. I just don't think that Josh Allen can get it done in this one. I'm going to just back the what I think is the better team and what I think is going to lead to a lot of question marks in Buffalo at the end of this one. I think this could be a possibility that this is the end of McDermott if he loses this game, which I think people have been calling for a few years now. So I'm back in the better team here in the Jacksonville Jaguars. Money line. You can take the spread and shove it. I'm taking the money line here.
All right. I'll be honest. This is one game I have not bet yet. There's two I haven't bet. I have reasons for both. And if I'm being honest, I'm being a complete pussy right now in this game because I'm scared. I'm scared to bet against
Just because
Josh
of Josh Allen.
Allen.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I
Listen,
mean,
I
it is.
get it.
I'd be real.
But just what has the tape told you for the past, I don't know, 6-7 weeks?
The
Like
tape's told me
Jacksonville's the
he's a
better
little
team.
banged up. He's a little banged up, and the defense sucks. And I want to bet the Jags here because of it.
If
Jags
Allen's
red
banged up,
hot.
yeah,
Jags are red hot.
8 in a row, right?
8 in a row. But um, Tennessee, Indianapolis, the Jets, Indianapolis, Tennessee.
No, I get it.
What they did go in and smoke Denver, so that was a very impressive win in Denver.
Huge
Like
win.
that was
Like
that was
Denver
the
wasn't
game that
resting
was
anybody.
eye opening to me for the
Yeah.
Jags. So that I will say, like, that's where I'm like, that's where I want to bet the Jags. On the flip side, it's Josh Allen, and this is like the Bills haven't won a road playoff game since like 1993 or something. Um, but usually gets eliminated by Patrick Mahomes on the flip side. So it's also there, right? Like that's the team that they haven't been able to get by. And I got to be honest, Tuck, if the Bills win this game, uh, I think they win the AFC. So I think the Jags in Jacksonville is the hardest game for them that they could have. I just do. I don't.
About you wouldn't be taking the Broncos over the Bills in Denver.
No, because I don't think Denver's offense is good enough to take advantage of where they're weak. And I do think Josh Allen is good enough to win that football game somehow, some way. And the way James Cook has been running the ball this season, like on offense, despite the fact that they did not go out and get that guy, a number one receiver, or if you want to be honest, a number two receiver, because their corps are just terrible.
They're so bad.
So what he's doing alone to even have them in this situation is crazy. My fear is that he's not healthy. If I knew he was healthy in the defense I didn't trust, I'd still take the Bills. Because at the end of the day, I want the best quarterback in these games. So
especially with this margin.
What I will say is I did take a little bit of the over. Not a huge play for me.
51.5.
But I took the over. It's the highest total on the board. And if you traditionally bet unders in playoff games, you're especially the wild card weekend, you're doing the right thing. Like that they've been hitting it like 68% blind in wild card weekend. If the game is outdoors, this isn't going to be a cold weather game though, right? So like I think just to keep in mind, I think we're going to see points in this game because I don't trust the Bills defense. And to be honest, I don't trust Josh Allen to lay a goose egg in the playoffs. As good as the Jags defense has been, I feel like this is going up upper 50s, maybe even touch the 60s. I'm taking the over. It's not a like for the show. It's giving a little. That's what I've played in this game at this point.
All right.
I don't hate your bet. I think it's the right side, but I'm being a total pussy because it's Josh Allen, and we've seen him do things in the playoffs. That's all.
I just think that the Bills haven't been right really all year, besides like this small span of games. Right up until the last few weeks here, that it's just been very inconsistent for the Bills, and I just think they're facing the wrong team at the wrong time, especially with the Allen ankle injury or whatever he's going through.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so your first like was a double like backing my best bet with the Rams minus 10.5 here. So let's get to your. Actually, let's continue we're going to go right in a row here. I'm going to be consistent. Sunday 4:30 game. We got the Eagles hosting the 49ers. Eagles minus 4.5 here. Point total on this one is 44.5. I did not give out totals on the other ones. I just realized. Rams, Panthers 46.5, and Packers, Bears 45.5. By the way, but back to the Eagles and Niners. I'm going to be backing the 49ers in this one, plus 4.5 here. And I keep going back to that game, NFC Championship game, what, 2, 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
um, where the Niners looked good early and then McCaffrey went out of the game due to injury. Didn't they lose somebody else in that game?
I don't know, but it didn't matter, to be honest. They couldn't throw the ball. Oh, Josh Johnson when he came in.
Josh, yeah,
They couldn't
yeah.
throw the
They
ball.
lost.
Christian
They lost
McCaffrey was
Purdy
trying to
and
throw lefty.
McCaffrey. They lost Purdy and McCaffrey in that game. But early on, I was like, oh, whoa, well, Niners can handle themselves versus this Philadelphia team. That's kind of what I'm basing my pick off of here. I think Kyle Shanahan knows this Philly team well, and I think they match up well. And give me the stat: is Trent Williams coming back or no?
Questionable.
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 He's got to play, right? He has to play.
I don't know.
Well, I
I'm a
think he's
little
going to
worried
play.
about it,
I think
to
he's
be
going to
honest
play.
with you. I think he's going to do everything he can to go, but I haven't loved the reports that I've heard, and I don't know if that's just we'll see or he's day to day. They have not said anything.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
So
will be evaluated
you're
later in
not
the
loving this
week.
side then, or are you just being a 49ers fan and don't want to bet it?
It's the worst possible matchup for the Niners, and I'll tell you why.
Well, you told me weeks ago that you were going to back the Niners versus Philly if they face each other in the playoffs.
Yeah, but weeks ago, I think the Trent Williams thing for the Niners is so important. It's why I didn't like him last week. It's why I was telling people like I'd lean Seattle in that game. Like they win football games when Trent Williams plays. They don't win games when he doesn't. And the backup didn't even play terrible. I mean, he was okay last week against Seattle, though not great. And that's Seattle. Seattle's got a better defense than Philly. I know it's similar. Um, the thing that scares me about Philly is like I don't know how much Jalen Hurts tries in the regular season football games. And what I mean by that is like specifically running the ball. Like in the playoffs, if you look at his splits, he puts his body on the line. He will run a lot more. Like look at the two Super Bowls he played in. He set an NFL record the first time they played the Chiefs with like 70 rushing yards for a quarterback, and then he beat it with like 76 or something against the Chiefs the second time when they won it. He just runs more in big games. It's not just Super Bowl. Um, it just the talent level on Philly. They have more talent than anybody in the league. Point blank. Period. Where the Niners have the advantage is coaching. They are such a better coach team. Nick Sirianni is a total idiot. His
He's a
offensive
tool.
coordinator is a total moron. Um, can you attack the Niners running the ball? Yes. So what do I expect Philly to probably do in this game? Throw, because that's the way they are. They're just dumb. And
And I
I
don't
know they
believe in
won
their
the Super
passing game.
Bowl.
I don't believe in their passing game right now. I don't.
No, they just went a half of football without completing a pass, but they won that football game. So like, this is just a team that like I don't. I also want to see where the line goes. Does it go higher? Because I don't. If I'm taking the Niners, I don't care about taking 4, 3.5. I want the best number with them. And could it go to 5, 6 if Trent Williams is ruled out? Yes. Um, I think it would go as high as 6 if Trent Williams gets ruled out. So
Yeah.
that's my hesitation. On the flip side, as a Niners fan, do I think they can win this game? Yes. Am I hopeful? No. I'm just not. Now, covering 4.5, Trent Williams plays, I support it. I like it.
All right. Well, let me say this:
Even if he doesn't play before
if
you jump,
if
I
Trent
still
Williams,
think it's okay.
I'm making this pick convinced that Trent Williams is going to do everything he can to play this game. That's
Yeah.
why I'm making this pick.
Yeah, we're recording early, right? We record on Wednesday, so like we don't know.
So
We don't know.
if for some
Um,
reason he's ruled out, then asterisk. Should I have a
well,
backup pick?
I'll say this,
I
dude.
don't like 4.5 without Trent Williams.
I don't mind it. I don't. I just don't think it's going to be the best number in market by the time it
Yeah.
goes live. Obviously, with the time before they kick, I just don't. I, I've hated this matchup since they lost the game. I knew that's what they were staring at. This team has been so banged up. Another team that went balls to the wall. Philly's rested. That part scares me, but they have the better coach. And I also think way too many people are looking at that Seattle game and be like, oh, see, the
Yeah.
Niners done. Like, that's a division game against the best defense in the NFL right now. And McCaffrey dropping a would-be touchdown. Oh, he's going to catch it at the 2. He had a guy there. Could he make a miss? And it turning into an interception, a pure drop that could have made that game 13-10 with over 11 minutes left. That's a different ball game at that point. And the other thing that I'll say that the average person doesn't realize is how good Brock Purdy was on Saturday night. He was awesome. It was not, they put up 3 points and he was awesome. And I'm not just saying that. Um,
He's been awesome for 4 games
they
now, four or
couldn't get
five games.
open. They couldn't, with no parasol to stretch the field. They sat him precautionary. He's questionable again, but I think he's going to go. Uh, they need him on the field because he just brings an element that they don't have when he's out, right? And like, I think the Niners are going to score points in this game. I do. I believe that. I don't think you're going to see a 3 point, 10 point effort from the Niners. I don't. Do they hold Philly to 13? I don't know. But I can tell you this. If they hold Philly to 13, they're going to win the game. So that's how I feel.
All right.
Um, I've not bet this game any
All
which
right.
way,
So
but I
that's my
think the Niners are going to score points.
all right, that's my second leg. I'm back on the Niners. 4.5 with the thought that Trent Williams will play in this game. All right, your next pick. I'm curious to get your insight on. Um, and that would be the Sunday 8 o'clock game. Patriots favored by 3.5. Point total in this one is 46.5. We have 2 plays in this one. And I got to say, a lot of people are not going to be surprised by your pick, Matt.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers with 3.5. I just think it's too many points. I make the game 2. And I think the Chargers. The interesting part of this game is where do the Patriots really excel? And Drake May is number 1 in the league throwing the deep ball, right? That's what they've killed teams doing that all year long.
Yeah.
The Chargers have the number 1 pass defense against the deep ball this year. So this is the matchup. This is where the game's going to be won or lost, in my opinion. Because I think there's advantages the Patriots have, right? The offensive line for the Chargers, um, not good, banged up. Can they get pass rush on them?
Well, Chargers offensive line is not just not good, Matt. It's
Oh, it's
probably
historically
it's
bad.
probably the worst in the NFL.
No, it's not probably. It is. It
It
is.
is.
Like
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
they're very bad. They're banged up and they're very bad. So the Pats got to win there. I think they will. Which is why I like your pick, not to allude to it. But I think on the flip side, one could argue. Like I know they played Buffalo twice. This is the second best team they've played all year, right? So I think we're gonna get some test here. And when you get to the playoffs, Tuck, this is where I don't care about MVPs. I don't care about look, you can only play who's on the schedule. You cannot knock them for that. But what we don't know yet, outside of really Buffalo, is like what's going to happen in a close game. What are they going to do against a good defensive team who has won 11 games, right? Like what are they going to
Yeah.
do? What team shows up? Like they are a year ahead of where I think the majority of people thought. I don't think many people were like, "Oh, Pat's going to win the
No.
Super Bowl." They could. Like this is wide open. I'm not here to say that they're not. I just think 3.5. If I'm getting the hook, I'm taking the experienced quarterback. I know he's puked on himself in the playoffs, but he's also very talented. He's had a much better year this year than he's played really his entire career. In my opinion, I thought he's played really, really well. He got rest last week, necessary. That whole team got rest last week, where the Pats, surprising to me, went balls to the wall. Like I thought they'd maybe lighten up in the second half where they had the lead. They started to pull away from Miami, and I was surprised how long they left guys in. So I like the well rested team here. The defense is just so good, and I worry about this Pats D stopping the run, and you even saw it last week against Miami.
Well,
And the pass really. Like Quinn Ewers
uh,
was kind of dialing it in.
yeah, but you got to throw it last week, Matt. Come on.
I'm not throwing it out because they were playing for the 1 seed early, and they were in a friggin' tie game at the half, pretty much. And
Yeah,
that's
but
against a
they
lifeless Miami team
yeah, but they dominated Miami.
in the second half.
Yeah, but that's been the story of this team
Sure.
really all year is like the second half has been always much better than the
Yep,
first.
that's correct.
That's been the
But
theme the entire season. And if you, it's Milton Williams' first game back. There's adjustments to be made. They were resting guys, so I take anything I saw against the Dolphins and
sure.
throw it out.
It's not just the Dolphins, though, for me. I think this defense can be had against a good team. And I think the Chargers pose a problem for them with the amount of weapons they have. Now, where the risk is here is like, as a Chargers backer, I'd like to see Omari and Hampton a little healthier than he actually is. So, like,
Yeah,
that's a big part of the story. Vidal's been
he
nice, but rather
he
him in a complimentary role.
Hampton seems like he's playing at like 80%, right?
Yeah, and I
Maybe
think you'll see
lower.
a little more Vidal in this game, who's fine, but he's not Hampton either. So, like, there is that
Yeah.
hesitant. This line has not moved all week, which is interesting. It's very interesting.
Well, let me say this. I don't like the 3.5 for the Patriots, so
Mhm.
I guess I would lean in your direct. The Patriots are winning this game. That's happening. Period. That is happening. They are winning this game. I just think in this region, people are at least early. It's overwhelmingly positive for the Patriots, and rightfully so. But people need to keep in mind that Chargers are a good team, well coached team, quarterback's good, defense is very good. Um, and I think it's going to be closer than people think. I don't think
Yeah,
that this is going to be a load up the points and Drake May is going to go bananas and Travion Henderson and Stevenson are going to have 5 touchdowns between the two of them. That's not going to happen. If I'm the Chargers, what do I try and take away first? The run game. I focus in on taking away the run game here and making Drake May in his first playoff game beat you. And you
first.
made mention to it is they are really good against the deep ball, which
Hmm?
is Drake May's one of his strengths.
Yep.
So if I'm the Chargers, I'm taking away the Patriots run and making Drake May beat me. That's my game plan. And with that, I'm taking the under on this one, 46.5,
Like it.
because I don't think the Chargers are going to be able to put up a ton of points here.
Mhm.
I think that Vrabel is going to scheme it up and make them beat them with Ladd because I don't believe in Keenan Allen. I think he's washed. Gadsden, if you looked at his game versus the Texans, couldn't catch fucking anything. He's he's got potential, yes, but he's just not there as a pass catcher yet. Um, and Quentin Johnston's a deep guy, and Patriots pretty good against that too. But the Chargers, they rank 8th in the NFL against the run too. So I just think that it's going to be a slow moving, defensive oriented game. So I'm taking the under on this one, 46.5.
Yeah, I like the under two in this game. Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator for the Chargers, will be a head coach in
Yeah.
this next cycle. I think he'd probably end up in Baltimore. Um, I, I think, yeah, I totally agree with you. I think people are going to look at this game and be like, points, points, points. Be
No
careful.
way.
Be
Nope.
careful. I was stunned at this number, 46.5. Stunned. I thought we were getting closer to like 42. So I think there's real value in this.
So what's Jesse Mender's background here?
Jesse Minter's been following Harbaugh around for a while. He was in Michigan. He's like he's a very good defensive coordinator. He's been younger guy.
He's
Um,
42, yeah. But yeah,
and I
he is
think he's the
getting head
favorite to get the
coaching.
Ravens job right now. And as soon as Harbaugh got let go, which is a whole other ball, like just
Hmm.
kind of what are you doing?
He coached his first 4 seasons in the NFL with the Ravens as a defensive backs coach.
Mm-hmm. And then he went to the followed Jim Harbaugh and followed
Yeah,
him back to the NFL. So
I mean, yeah, that should be the move. Bring this guy back. That makes sense. Especially
he's
since your defense was like not good this year in Baltimore. Not
yeah,
good.
and he's been very good. Like
Minter?
yes,
Oh yeah, the
his
Chargers
schemes,
defense is
like their
legit.
defense has been so underrated all year
Yeah.
long. Um, so I very much support the under in this game,
All right.
and I
But
did bet it, by the way.
but I see this being a 21, no, like a 24-21 type of game.
Yeah, I think that's right. like somewhere around there.
Yeah. Um, I'll tell you what though, I might I might think about sprinkling Chargers scoring first because talking about themes for the Patriots the entire season. I mean, that's been one of them. Is
Yeah,
that
no
the
kidding.
defense has a horrendous first drive and the opposing team scores first, and then they figure it out as the game goes on. But if I was looking at any time touchdown or team to score first, I would look at the Chargers. I would.
The other thing too is like, and this ties into like the first time quarterback in the playoffs. Like the speed of the game is different. It's faster. Things go quicker. Players are just a
Yeah.
different animal, and um, it's just something to note. I can see a little bit of a slower start for the Pats than what people are accustomed to.
Yeah, but that's where Vrabel and McDaniels comes in to
Yeah.
help out, right? In their playoff experience, obviously. But yeah, I fully anticipate a slow start for the Patriots. But Vrabel and McDaniel will get it together with May in the defense. If they have any issues, they'll get it together, they'll figure it out, and they'll win. But it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close, folks. Sorry, it's gonna be
Anything
close.
over 3 is safe for me. I made the game, like I said, 2. I made the game. Pats -2. That's where we're at.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Final Monday night game. I gotta say, Matt. When I woke up on what was the Steelers
What a
Baltimore game?
game!
Monday, was
Sunday,
that Monday
Sunday
night?
night, Sunday night.
Sunday night.
What a
When I woke
game!
up on Monday morning to check out the spread for well, the highlights of the game because I can't stay up that late. Um and I was curious what the spread was on this game, and I wasn't surprised. What was it? Texans -3.5, and now it's at 3.
Mhm.
Um
Open 3, up to three and a
man,
half, down to 3.
Monday morning when I saw that, I was like, oh, I want to make Houston like close to my best bet.
Careful.
For some reason, I cannot get there. I don't know if it's the Houston team going to Pittsburgh, especially off that resilient win. DK Metcalf coming back. I don't know what the weather's going to be. Um, this one scares me. It
Yeah,
scares me.
we talked about like, oh, here goes Pittsburgh. I go in the win the division and
Yeah,
one and
Pittsburgh's
done
going to be one
again.
and done.
We've talked about it, and like that very well could happen. Uh, there's something about this Steelers team I can't. I feel like I haven't been able to like catch them right. I bet against them a lot. They'd win. Bet on them. Wouldn't cover. Got them right in week 18 is my best bet. But they made me sweat for it. That fourth quarter was insane. Um, it's the Aaron Rodgers effect, man. This guy. I don't know what to do. Some days he looks very old. He made some throws in that game, particularly over the middle to Fryermuth. One pass was just unbelievable. And it's like, there he is. There's Aaron Rodgers. There's the guy we were waiting for. Um, at 3.5, I would have told you to play the Steelers. And the whole world is betting Houston. Like today's paper came out and Houston was already 1 by 7. Like that's how the people are betting this game. And
If
I'm just
this
gonna
was in
say,
Houston, I'm all over Houston. But
just tread lightly. I
yeah,
make this game Houston -1.
all right, Walter
And
White.
the fact that this is like this is crazy. The 3.5 is nuts to me. I played Pittsburgh at 3.5. I I get it. Houston's defense is so legitimate, but this Steelers team just there's something about them. And when they play in prime time, they win flat out. They win these football games, especially at home. You give me Tomlin as a dog here. Here's my last like though. It's the under 39.5. I don't
Support
think
this. Heavily
either one of
support
these
this.
offenses are gonna like light up the world here. I
No,
think two
no.
defenses that I
I
know
mean,
the Steelers like
this is gonna be similar to like the Seahawks and Niners game,
I
really.
feel that
14
way
to
too.
3,
I think
something
you're going to
like
be
that. Yeah.
struggling to get to like mid 20s here, never mind 39. So for me, under is my like here. Um, just Houston strength defense. They still don't impress me on offense. Um, against decent defenses or good defenses. Pittsburgh I consider to be a decent defense. They had a little stretch where I was like, they're done, but they turned it back on and have played pretty well over the last few games. And I know they had a couple blunders in the fourth quarter. That fourth quarter was so low scoring, and then all of a sudden they both throwing like 60-yard touchdowns.
Yeah.
Zay Flowers getting loose. It's kind of weird, and then but the Steelers would answer. So I just think this game stays more in control with the defensive side of the ball. Key to this game will be what turnovers happen. Steelers get DK Metcalf back. On the flip side, the Houston secondary is amazing. So like I don't know what Metcalf's going to really do. Um, so for me, I really like the under in this game. I just think both teams are going to try to come out and run the ball a little bit more than they normally would. And I can just see two very good defenses going at it, coming down to a field goal at the end of the game. Line's 3 for a reason, but sneaky suspicion if Houston wins, it's less than 3. So just throwing that out there. A lot,
Since
a
yep,
lot of money pouring in on Houston's side.
yeah.
Um,
Since 2000, home playoff underdogs have covered the spread at a rate of 56%. However, since 2016, home dogs are 9-4 straight up and 11-2 against the spread.
yep. Yep. Good little nugget, Tuck, because that is correct. Be careful. Everyone's moving Houston forward. Sneaky suspicion the Steelers
Why
could
don't
win this game.
Can you run through each game and tell me where the public is, at least as of Wednesday?
Yep.
And
Against the spread
yeah,
is what you
sure.
want.
I'll give you my guesses. Public is on the Panthers.
Yep.
Public is on the Bears.
Yep.
Public is on the Bills. Public is on the Eagles. Public is on the Patriots. Public is on the Houston Texans. That's my guess.
All right. So public is on the They are on the Panthers right now at that number. They're on the Bears big.
How big?
72% of the bet, 66% of the money on the spread. And even the money line, 69% of the bets, 70% of the money on the Bears money line. Bills, Jags, we get 55% of the bets and 54% of the money on the Jags.
All right, so kind of even.
It's kind of even for like what that is, a mix.
All right.
Eagles, Niners, we have 65% of the bets are on the Niners.
Really?
And 38% of the money. So the professional side is Philly.
Well, that sucks.
Nah, not always.
All right.
You can't just go by that. I'm telling you. The Pats are definitely the public side. 67% of the bets, 56% of the money.
Not as lopsided as I thought it was going to be.
67% of the bets is pretty high.
Is it?
Yeah, like we factor in too, they have 80% of the money line bets right now, which, that's a big number.
Well, because they're not losing.
Houston, 70% of the bets,
That's a lot. That's a lot.
58% of the money. Just a lot on Houston. 63% of the bets on the Houston money line, 49% of the handle. Interesting. Be careful.
Anything else catching your eye? Any like weird props or
A
weird
lot of
specials?
unders. Haven't looked at props yet, to be honest, and I probably won't. These are not the time to bet anytime touchdowns. I mean, want to throw a parlay? I mean, I hit one last year with like anytime touchdown every game and a nice little parlay, six leg. But it's a lot of it's not just guessing. There, you can, even though it's a playoffs, you can still like strategize on things. But
yeah,
this isn't the regular season, and these games are not the ones to buck around with.
Let me ask you this: have you placed any wagers lately, or are planning to place a Super Bowl wager in terms of the matchup?
I've not lately. Well, I did take the day I was doing Christmas parlays for the family. At Encore, I did throw a little bit more on the Niners to win the Super Bowl in the event that they did beat Chicago and Seattle, and it was a good price. It was still like plus 2,000. They beat Chicago and went down to plus 800, and now they're right back to like plus 2,000, plus 2,200, somewhere in that range. If you're asking me who I think's going to win it right now, if I had to pick a team,
Well, just the matchup.
Oh, the matchup, like who will play who?
Yep.
I think a sprinkle worth going with is the Rams versus Bills. Because,
See, I,
like I said, I think if the Bills win this game, they're going to win. I think they're going to win the AFC.
I
I
just
just
can't
have a
get there with
weird
Buffalo.
suspicion about them.
I think I really like Seattle. I just think, yeah, how can you just ignore? It's tough to ignore Sam Darnold turning into a pumpkin in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's hard
And
to ignore that.
two
In
very
Seattle,
close games in the regular season against the Rams. If Philly beats the Niners, then they're playing next week. So I think the Rams beat them right away. I do.
I've okay, so I'm guessing Rams. Oh, it's fucking tough. Rams and Denver.
They're tough at home. They're tough at home.
Denver's defense, I just
Their
can't get
defense is
by,
so good, and
man.
that's
It's
where I
so
think
good.
like the one guy that could beat them right now today is Josh Allen. Will it happen? I don't know. They got a road ahead of them, but I also
Well,
don't trust the coach. Like I think McDermott's an idiot. We've talked about this many times, but if I had to do it right now, I'd say Rams, Bills. And you know what? I know I'm a Niners fan, so outside of the Niners being in it, I I'd kind of be okay with a Rams Bills Super Bowl. That'd be a fun game. Be some points in that one.
I would say Rams and Broncos or Rams and Pats. I just can't get there with Buffalo this year. I think this is the worst Buffalo team
Oh, it is.
in the
It
Josh Allen
is.
era. I don't see it.
It
I
sure
really
is.
don't.
But there's no. I mean, he hasn't had a problem with Lamar in the
But
playoffs. But
let's say this, like Buffalo knocks off Jacksonville, and then Buffalo goes into Denver, knocks off the Broncos, and it's Pats and Bills in the AFC Championship hosting the Bills, and I'll back the Pats all day on that matchup.
I would not.
I
I personally would
1000% I
not.
would.
But I don't. Depends on the line.
Sure.
And
But
I would
I'm
assume
just
the
talking
Pats
about
are favored
let's
in
call
that
it
game.
pick 'em. Just call it pick 'em, just for the hell of it. I'm backing the
I pick
Pats and
Buffalo.
hosting an AFC Championship game with Josh Allen, who's gonna and McDermott more so crap his pants because they're in another AFC Championship game on the road.
Yeah, I also know. Like, what have we seen Vrabel do in the playoffs though? Like,
Win Super
it's the other
Bowls,
side of it. Who? What do you
win
do?
Super Bowls
Vrabel
as a
as a
player.
coach?
As a
Yeah, but
player,
as a coach, it's different.
yeah, but he's been there, done that. McDaniel's been there, done that. Milton Williams been there, done that. You know,
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Steph Diggs going against his own team, his old team.
yeah, be a good game. Not saying that. I'd back the Bills.
All right, well, fuck you.
I'm not. It's just not. I get people don't like hearing it, but I've
I
said this
just
all year long. Like I'm just being consistent with my
But
all year long thing.
if you think this is the worst Bills team in the Josh
I
Allen
think the
era, then how
past
can you
Bills
say they're
teams,
going to the Super Bowl?
because I think who has he lost to? Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes? I mean,
Fair,
that's why. It
fair.
doesn't matter how good his team is around him. Sometimes he just needs them to get one or two stops in games. And if they get it,
Yeah.
good luck. And that's the difference in the playoffs. So, like, to me, when you have that level of talent, and look, Drake May could be that guy, but I got to see it before I say that. And they're a
There's
young team.
there's also a
So,
sneaky part of me that thinks Jacksonville might end up in the Super
look,
Bowl.
don't like, I really genuinely, this is going to sound crazy, but the winner of that game, I like to make a
I
run.
I don't think it's that crazy that the Jaguars go to the Super Bowl. I don't think it's that crazy.
We see what they did in Denver against that
And
defense.
they could do it again.
Like,
This Cohen kid's good, man. He's
he's a
good.
great coach. He's a great coach. And the fact that they have all these weapons, they don't even use Brian Thomas that much. It's crazy to me.
I know. Well, let's see if they can get him going. I mean, that Jacoby Myers pickup,
Oh, it's unbelievable.
that's the winner of the trade deadline. Winner of the trade
The
deadline.
kid they use that's unbelievable and nobody talks about is Parker
Washington.
Washington.
Yeah,
It's
he's on
unbelievable
it.
every week.
He's
Punt
insane right
returner.
now. Yeah.
He's on fire. So
Yep.
nobody talks about him. The kid's good. Uh, we'll see. Like I said, if I have any balls at all, I'd probably be on the Jags. I don't know if I'm going to get. I might just have the over in that game, and I might be okay with that.
Hmm.
It's okay not to bet all these playoff games, by the way, while we're out here talking about a gambling podcast. Just because the game's on doesn't mean you have to bet it. I know people love to have something to root for, but just be careful.
Sure.
Just be careful. If you're going to
Yeah.
bet one game, it should be the Packers because.
That's right.
No, no, kidding. Kidding.
Should probably recap that, huh?
Yeah, we can recap.
Likes Jaguars money line, Niners plus 4.5, Pats Chargers under 46.5 for me. Likes Rams minus 10.5, Chargers plus 3.5, Houston Pittsburgh under 39.5 for Matt. Best bet for me coming right out of the gate, Rams minus 10.5, which is also a double like for you, and best bet for you, Green Bay money line. All right. This is fun. I love this shit. I'm just staring at a bracket right now. I'm just like drooling. Just the endless possibilities. I love this time of year. Absolutely love it.
It's a great weekend.
It really is. All right. We'll enjoy it out there. Subscribe, all that shit, and we'll do it again next week in the divisional round. Good luck. Enjoy wildcard weekend.
Bye.